Hello everybody, this is YDYT and I would like to welcome every single one of you back to a brand new episode of MinasCraft. So we're here guys for the 10th episode, and as I promised a few episodes ago, this one's going to be a world tour. So we're going to be going through everything we've done in the past 10 episodes, and it's basically going to catch any of you who haven't been around for that long up. I've seen a lot of you have actually rewatched the earlier episodes, which is really awesome, like those of you who joined later. So I'd like to thank those of you who did that. But for now, let's get straight on into this little tour thing. So we're going to start with the first thing we did in this world, which was we made ourselves a little zombie spawner. So I've got a bunch of junk in all these chests from it. I'll actually show you in Spectator, just to make it a little easier. So we've just got a simple spawner, and then they come up, and then across, and then down to here, where they're like one-shot kill, and then it's easy XP, or it's very slow for the level of the game we're now in. But yeah, I may go into spectator mode every now and then just to show you stuff like that, just to like make it a bit cooler for you guys, I guess. Then after that, I think the next thing we would have done is we would have got into some villages. I may be wrong about that, sorry if I do things out of order a little bit. But we got into some villages. We set up a villager breeder at the top, which I'll show you in a little bit. And we got our villagers coming down here, and we set up this little trading area, which I haven't actually been down here in a while. Have we got any built up? No, we've only got the one. But this is pretty simple. I'll show you this as well in Spectator. So this is, I can't remember the name of the person who did the design. It should be pretty easy to find online. A lot of the hermits have done it as well. But very simply, they die down here if I don't want them. They just get pushed off into there. And then the minecart comes back around and down here, picks up another one, and goes back into the system. And that's not good. You didn't see anything? There was no minecart here. What are you talking about? Ooh, also, I'm trying out this new texture pack with my elytra. What do you think? I think it looks really, really awesome. There'll be information about that down below because it's amazing. But yeah, so then we set up this whole thing, and this is easy food, basically, because a million cakes are necessary. And we used that to get some iron, because we started to very quickly run out of iron and resources like that. So we did a couple of tunnels. All of these are 100 blocks long because I like it being 100 blocks long for some reason. That's actually all the mining we did before we set up the sign farm, because that's all I really needed to do. I'm actually still on my first set of all of this diamond gear, so that's pretty good. Or sort of. Basically, the world actually corrupted and I had to fix it, but I had a backed up version from a couple of hours before, so I just had to do the mining again and remake the tools. But yeah, this is still all of our first set of gear. We've died a couple of times. Let's see. Number of deaths, 18, which isn't too bad, but haven't lost the stuff, so don't really care if I die. So this is the village breeder design. I'm not sure who originally came up with this. I learned about this from Carlock on the Iskal85 Patreon server, who showed me how to set this up and all that, which is really good. It's a really great design, but I need to feed them bread sometimes, and I never harvest my farms. We've got some pretty basic farms here, and then we had our one village iron farm over here, which I've since disabled, and we use this to help produce us enough iron to make a beacon, which you can see over there. This is actually our second beacon, not the first one, and I'll show you where we got our skulls later. But if we just come straight on down here, it was very simple beacon mine. I haven't finished it, actually. We were doing more of it the other day, so I may do more when we need more resources, but right now redstone's the only thing I need to mine for. So we set up this little shack here, or underground area, which has been our main storage area. Somehow it's managed to keep up. As you can see, our redstone resources are pretty low. And this is a pretty nice area, and I've actually got some lore set up with the quartz here, because if you guys don't know, our main goal is to build Minas Tirith from the Lord of the Rings in this world, which we'll get to in a bit. But quartz is going to be the main block for that, so I made a bit of lore about this. If you go back and watch episode 4, I think it was, that's where I go into depth about all of that. So once we got all of that set up, we'd been to the Nether, obviously, quite a few times, but I went to the end and we killed the dragon, which, if we come through here, it's got a Nether portal right over here. I don't really know why it took me so long to set up a Nether portal, because I don't think we had this until like episode 6, so I had to run down this like really long tunnel to get here, but now we've got this, so it's nice and easy. And we've got the end in through here, where we've got an ender down here. This is the Ilmango design. It's become pretty standard, and that's pretty well all we've got in the end. There is a bridge over here, there, which I'm not going to talk about because secret projects for the future should not be revealed. And we went through there to get our elytra. So that's pretty well everything we did in the end. And perfect, this takes us to our next location, which is the bunker, which is the next thing we set up. So we're in a desert here, which is what I'm mining out to clear the ocean, which we'll get to in a bit as well. It's a lot of... we'll get to this. But yeah, so this is the bunker. It's a really, really sleek design, which I really, really like. And I came up with this idea one night, and I was like, I really want to make a bunker, and I want to make it not like you'd expect a bunker to be. And then my friend Croc gave me the idea of maybe going for this sort of different, sleekish design, and I really like how it turned out. So we've got tons of farms around here. So we've got a gunpowder and string farm, which I'll show you back here. This is the same design Iskal uses, except I made it better because he didn't remove the blocks above, so it didn't work as well. And then this is a very simple toggle right here, which connects to this lever down here. And my AFK spot for this is just right here. Then the next thing we did in this area was we set up an automatic pumpkin and melon farm, and good, we're not overflowing on that. I was kind of worried for a second that we might have been. And this is also an Ilmango design. It's really, really simple, just simple item sorters coming down here into these chests. If you want more detail on all of this, you can go back and watch the videos. So then the next thing we did is we made ourselves a slime farm, and that was really necessary because of the next project. If we come down here, ooh, we may see one dying. Look at that, perfect timing. This is, again, the Ilmango design. I'll actually show you the desert we've got up here, which is where I'm getting sand from. You can't really tell with my resource pack, actually, but the whole sand there is gone. That's just sandstone, but the lighting makes it sort of awkward to tell. But I really like the way the lighting works in this resource pack, so I'm going to keep using it. So there's no real easy way in and out of there right now. I've got plans for one. That's the best way in and out. So if you don't have elytra, you're in for a bit of a pickle. And then we've got our other beacon up there. So then the last thing we did in this area, which is not chronological at all, but we set up this corridor here, where we've got my own personal 3x3 piston ball design, with that really sleek and cool looking animation. And we're going to be doing more with that, hopefully, in the next episode. But now if we come through to the Nether, we're going to see the next thing we set up, which is, if we come right down here and take a left, we'll end up back at the main Nether area for that island we were on. So then if we come right down here, this is our spawn chunks, which have been moved. If you don't know, this is the Hermitcraft 5 seed. There's information on that down in the description below. And we've got ourselves an Iron Titan. I know, it's overkill and pretty stupid, but unfortunately, I haven't mentioned this on here yet, only in like a Twitter post tweet thing, but I think the village has emerged and it doesn't work anymore, which is really bad. Like, we're out of stuff here when there should be stuff here, and it's really bad there's no stuff here. And I don't know how it happened, what happened. I'd love your guys' input on what you think I should do. Should I replace all the doors? Should I rebuild it? We've got a lot of iron down there, but I'm not sure it's going to last a world for, like, all time, because I'm not ever planning on resetting this. So we've got all of this full. That's how much iron we have. So yeah, if you guys have any, like, say on what I should do with this, please do tell me. And by the way, in case Obs is watching, yes, there is a duck. He commented on me saying that last time, so I figured I'd just say that there. So then, if we're back here in the Nether, the last thing we're going to want to look at is our Nether fortress. That's the last thing in the Nether, by the way. And that's where I got my skulls from. And as we're playing in the same seed as Hermitcraft, this is actually the same seed as, this is actually the same Nether fortress as the one Cubfan uses. We're actually on the same island as Cubfan. And this is where I just got my skulls from here. And then there's another Nether fortress about 200 blocks in this direction, which you'll see in just a second. Just there, which is where I got more skulls from. So yeah, we'll be building a farm out here eventually, but obviously it's not completely necessary at this point, particularly with the iron problems, because we don't have enough iron to go crazy with beacons right now. So yeah, we'll head back to our island and talk about the main project of Minas Tirith. So let's head right back over there. I'll show you a bit more of our nether tunnel system. There's no design in it yet. I feel I prefer to go for like the temporary look, and then when I'm ready I'll go for getting a proper tunnel design set up, which I'm not sure if that's the best choice, but that's how I've always done it, and that's always worked pretty well for me. So that's how I'm going to keep doing it. So if we come all the way down here, that portal at the end is back to our island. We've got all these chests, and this is roughly how much I have to fill with sand. And we've actually done a lot more sand placing since the last one. As you probably saw in my inventory, I've got more sand in my inventory. So if we come right down and head through our portal, you will see where we're planning on building Minas Tirith. And it's going to be partially on the island, primarily not, because it's really big. Like, really, really big. Actually, it's stupidly big. But as you can see, I've got the full sand border coming down this line. I haven't finished the whole thing, because it's such a grind, but I've got all the way down to here, and this is where our circle begins. So we've got an 801 by 801 circle here, which is primarily ocean, and I'm currently getting the sand marked out around the edge for where we need to remove in the middle. And if we just fly all the way around this, and we're actually running out of rockets, which is no good, you'll see it comes around to here. That's 1/4 of it. So now let me head back to the main island, and I will show you some of the cool stuff about it. Somewhere around here is our end portal. I'm not sure exactly where. I know it's inside the circle though. If we come over here and land here, we will see we've got a Guardian Temple there, which we're going to be doing stuff with in the very soon future. However, I need to be properly ready for it. I've never actually done one before, so it'll be an exciting adventure. So I think that's everything we've got in this world. Oh, there's one small other thing. This is my grass farm, by the way, because the mycelium is the thing. But if we come over here, we've got an AFK fishing farm just down here, where I get all of my fish and books and all of that good stuff. This is where we've got all of our mending books so far, as we've not got a mending villager as of now. There's also some sheep over there, which I've been messing with, but they're not particularly important. And I've also actually got a hole for sheep down here, which is pretty useless, but it's when I need just a couple. Well, I'm planning on setting up a sheep farm soon, but it's really a boring thing, and it's not an easy farm to make fully automated or whatever. So yeah, but I think we're going to round this one out here. So I hope you enjoyed this tour. I know it was a bit of a short episode, but it's a tour. What can you expect? It's either going to be really long or really short. So we're going to round this one out here, and I'd like to thank everyone who's been here with me for this. I'm not sure, we may have hit 200 when the time this goes out. We're currently on 196. So be awesome if we have. And if we have, thank you so much. Tell me down below if you'd like a special for that, by the way. But yeah, we're going to round this one out here. So if you guys did enjoy, please do drop a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll be sure to catch you in the next one. Peace! Hey guys, you thought the video ended, didn't you? Well, unfortunately for you, we've got a brand new thing here at the end of episodes, or at the end of some episodes. So this is going to be me thanking my patrons at the end of episodes, whenever they become patrons, because I feel that's something I want to do, and it's one of the rewards on my Patreon, which you can check out down below. We've actually now got 2, but one of them hasn't pledged yet, so they're going to be getting that shout-out thing at the end of an episode next month. But for now, I'd like to give a very big thanks and shout out to my friend Brownie Bits Gaming, who also has a channel. His will be seen up in the top right about now. And I'd really recommend checking out his stuff. It's really great. I also support him on Patreon, funnily enough. So basically paying taxes to Patreon. But yeah, so he's my first Patreon. He's hanging out on my Discord server. And if you guys would like to be a part of my community, or get any of the rewards on there, I'd really recommend checking it out. There's a link down below. But yeah, let's get straight out of this video, because I know you've seen enough.